In this video, I would like to give you a few examples regarding finding area under a constant function. Constant function is a horizontal line with slope equals to 0. So for example, f of x equals to 6, or you can just say y equals to 6 is a horizontal function with slope equals to 0. So slope equals to 0, what does that mean? That means the graph is a horizontal line at y equals to 6. So you have your x-axis, you have your y-axis. At y equals to 6, there is a horizontal line. The line is flat, so that's why the slope is equals to 0. So y equals to 6, what is the 6 mean? The 6 means there are 6 units between the line and the x-axis. So in this video, let's add a domain to a constant function. So there is an area within the indicated domain, and there is no area outside the indicated domain. Let's take a look at the first piecewise function I gave you. So I have f of x equals to 1/5 if x is between 0 and 10, and then f of x is equals to 0. Otherwise, so what does that mean? So the 1/5 in yellow, that means y is equals to 1/5. So that means on the y-axis, you locate where the 1/5 is, and then you sketch a horizontal line. Again, the first piece, y equals to 1/5, that means on the y-axis, you locate where the 1/5 is, and then you sketch a horizontal line. However, there is a restriction. The restriction is the domain is between 0 and 10. So look at the graph I provided for you. I have a y-axis, I have an x-axis, right? And then at y equals to 1/5, I have a horizontal line. Do you see that? Y equals to 1/5, I have a horizontal line, but this horizontal line doesn't go all the way to the left and all the way to the right because there is a restriction. I restricted the line between x equals to 0 and x equals to 10, including 0 and including 10. So that's why there is a solid circle when x is equals to 0, and there is another solid circle when x is equals to 10. So we have a yellow line, a yellow horizontal line at y equals to 1/5, and this line lips between x equals to 0 and x equals to 10. What about the pink one? Y is equals to 0 otherwise. What does that mean? That means we have a line between 0 and 10, and if you go outside of this domain, y is just equals to 0, and y equals to 0 is a horizontal line that lines up perfectly with the x-axis. So the x-axis is right over there. So y equals to 0. So from 10 and beyond, I have y equals to 0. I cannot put a solid circle at x equals to 10. I cannot put a pink solid circle at x equals to 10, because if I do, that is going to violate the vertical line test. So the vertical line test is not going to pass. So what is the vertical line test? You draw one vertical line, you get exactly one intersection only. And then at the origin, x equals to 0, I have a line y equals to 0. I extend the line all the way to the left, and then this is a open circle, because if I use a solid pink circle, that won't pass the vertical line test, because when I draw a vertical line, I want to see exactly one intersection. Okay, now find the area under the graph of f. So the first problem that I would like to discuss is when x is between 0 and 3. So when you answer this kind of question, draw a graph first. So let me copy and paste the graph over there for you. So I am going to paste the graph over here, and then I am going to label the graph. So when x is equals to 0, you draw a line. And then when x is equals to 3, you draw a line. So let's say that is x equals to 0 and x equals to 3. So what are we looking for? I am looking for this area. The area under a constant function between x equals to 0 and x equals to 3. That means, how do you find the area of the red rectangle? So the area of a rectangle is what? Is base times height, right? What is the base? How long is the base? The base is equals to the big X minus the smaller x, which is 3 minus 0. And then the height is just the horizontal function. It's the constant function, because the distance between the yellow horizontal line and the x-axis is 1/5 unit long, right? So all you have to do is multiply 1/5, and that is equals to 3/5. So this is the area, and if let's say you are doing homework online and on the test your instructor would like you to approximate the area, just take 3 divided by 5, and that is equals to 6. All right, so one example is never enough. Let's take a look at the next example. So the next example is between 4 and 7. So first you sketch the graph and then you locate the 4. So let's say 4 is right here and then 7 is right over there. And then my job is I am looking for the area of this rectangle. So the area is equals to big X minus small x. If you use 4 minus 7, you get a -3. Area cannot be negative. So when you do the subtraction, big minus small. All right. And then you multiply the 1/5. So this one you get a 3/5, right? So this one you get a 3/5. So that is equals to 0.6. And then what about the next one? The next one is 11 to 13. Where is 11? So 11 is like right over here, right? So this is 11, and then this is 13. All right, so this is my area, and you might say, okay, this is easy. Actually, let me match the color code for you. So let me go back to blue. So I'm going to match the color code for you. So this is 11, and then this is 13, and then you draw this, right? And then you might say, okay, this is so easy. So the area is equals to 13 minus 11 multiply 1/5, so that is equals to 2/5, and then I am all done. Is this correct? The answer is you are all wrong. What is the area equal to? The area of that rectangle. The area is equals to 0. In fact, there is supposed to be no rectangle in there. If you draw a rectangle right over there, do you see this blue rectangle? This blue rectangle itself is a mistake. Why? Because I only have area between x equals to 0 and x equals to 10. Again, if you look at the given piecewise function, do you see that f of x is equals to 1/5? If x is between 0 and 10, that means I have area between 0 and 10 only. If you are talking about the x value that is outside of 0 and 10, then there is no area. So this one, 11 and 13, is outside of the domain 0 and 10. So this is 0, x, and 10, right? And then you give me a 11 to 13, so that is completely outside of the rectangle. So therefore, there is no area, because if you look at outside of the yellow rectangle, there is no rectangle at all. So that's why the area is equals to 0, and area equals to 0 is a correct answer. So I have another what if for you. So what if part of the area is inside the yellow rectangle and part of the area is outside? So for that, we have to look at our one last example. So this is from a to 15. So x equals to a. Suppose a is right over here, and then 15 is right over there. So where is the area? So the area that I can find for you is this. What about from 10 to 15? What goes from 10 to 15? The answer is nothing. Because again, the given function is y is equals to 1/5, and this is in this domain 0 to 10. If x is between 0 and 10, I can find some area for you. Otherwise, 0. 0 means there is no area outside of the yellow rectangle. All right, so the area is equal to, I can take 10 minus 8 times 1/5, so that is equals to 2/5, which is equals to 0.4. That's it. So that is the area. Outside of 10, nothing. What if you want an area here? Let's add one more to it. What about x between -5 and -1? Do we have any area? So -1 and then -5, so that is outside of the 0 to 10. So that means the area is equals to 0. There is nothing to calculate, because look at the pink line. If x is less than 0, what is the function? The function is y equals to 0. So the y equals to 0 line up perfectly with the x-axis, so there is no space, no area under y equals to 0. Alright, so that is the end of this video. If you think my instruction is helpful and clear, share the video for me. Give me a like. If you're on your way out, click the subscribe button for me. Appreciate for your help and support. I will catch you all in the next lesson.